Hi everyone, welcome to Colette's Thermi Kitchen. My name is Colette Matriga. I'm a Thermomix consultant here in Australia.
And that was Max.
And that was Max. That was my beautiful Moodle Max, my little shadow who goes wherever I do. Now, if you're thinking about a Thermomix TM6, you haven't got one yet, please reach out. I've got customers in all states. And I'd love to look after you.
And territories.
And territories. I always forget the territories. Really sorry. Okay, so what we're looking at tonight is a really super healthy food, and that's the acai bowls. You'll see them in lots of cafes and restaurants, and they can be a little bit pricey, but they are really lovely and refreshing. So I think probably they range from about $12 upwards. To buy. Now, this here is the acai puree, which you can buy from Woolworths, and this is what we use to make the acai bowls. Now, basically, acai, I guess, is synonymous with superfoods. It's actually been linked to weight loss, to extra good brain function, to just all sorts of different things. There's also been some reports saying that it has no more health benefits than blueberries and those other kind of superfoods. Whatever the reports say, they all agree that it is something that is really good for us to be having. So this packet here, there are basically 4 separate bags that you can get. And it's basically the pulp from the acai berry, which is grown on the acai palm in South America, in the South American rainforest. You can't get it fresh here. Well, very, very hard to try and get it fresh. So we tend to buy it in this kind of pulp, frozen puree. And as I said, this bag about $8. So you can imagine here we've got 4 generous portions, so it is substantially cheaper for you to be making this at home. And of course the Thermomix makes super light work of it. Andrew, I don't know if you've ever actually tried this. It's something I have quite regularly, but Andrew's I know Andrew's probably not going to be into this. A bit too healthy for you, my dear.
Too healthy.
It has by itself, if you eat this by itself, it's not overly pleasant, I don't think. It's kind of got a really earthy, creamy texture, or earthy flavour, creamy texture, and you need to add extra fruit in there, and that extra fruit and any other additions you want are what's going to flavour your bowl. So the first thing with your Thermomix, I'm actually following a recipe. You kind of don't need to once you kind of get used to it. It's pretty straightforward. But there is a lovely acai berry bowl recipe on Cookie Doo, and that's what we're actually going to be following today. So you can go to Cookie Doo, search that recipe, and use that as a first time make, and then start to change it up so you can enjoy the flavours and tastes that you like. Now, one of the big things is this is a big frozen block of that puree. We do not put that into the Thermomix because it's really going to give our blades a really hard workout, and it's probably not going to be great for our blades. So we do need to just break this up a little bit. I tend to do this kind of thing. Okay. So once we've done that, I'm just going to tar this. Now, this is for 2 people. I'm making it just for myself. As I said, Andrew's not particularly fond of this. So I'm just going to halve the quantities, and it works really well. So I'm going to grab my beautiful Thermomix scissors, just undoing this. I won't give you a taste of this, Andrew, because you'll think it's absolutely awful. So kind of that's what it looks like if you haven't seen it before. And you buy it in the fruit section at the supermarket. You know, with the blueberries and...
I want to try a little bit now.
Oh, Andrew, I don't think you're going to like it.
Well, probably not, but now I have to try some.
Okay. I wish you could see Andrew's face, everyone. Oh my goodness. He's not amused.
Take it. I need to wash my...
Okay.
I'm just eating a piece of coal, soft coal.
It is really not nice, but we're going to add stuff to it to really give it an amazing flavour. So to that bowl, I'm going to hit next, and the next thing it's telling me to do is to add in some milk. So it's telling me here 80 grams of almond milk. Now you can use whatever milk that you enjoy. Remember, we're flavouring it, so you add in the flavours that you like. The Thermomix has got a whole cookbook dedicated to different milks. So I love the creamy oat milk, which I make quite regularly, almond milk. You can make all of that yourself, so you can choose which ones you want. So I'm just using regular milk today. So I want to make sure I've got about 40 grams of this going in.
So that's full fat.
Oh, mine's always full fat, but if you want to use, if you want to go a bit healthier, absolutely use light milk, whatever milk you like to use. And then if I hit next, it's actually going to add a little bit more of a different milk. So here we've just got some coconut milk, and I'm halving it again, so I just need to put in 30 grams. So if I wanted, I could just put the whole lot in as ordinary milk, but I had this left over from a curry that I did last night. It's in the fridge, so I'm going to be using that. So about 30 grams. I don't want to go too much over, because what it will do, it will actually make my mix a little bit too liquidy, but that's fine. So the next thing it's going to ask is for our frozen fruit. It's going to go to the freezer. Talk amongst yourselves. So use whatever fruits you happen to have in the freezer. If you've got fresh fruit that's sitting out, one of the tips I always give to my customers is to, even if it's apples, to, before it goes off, slice it up into small cubes and actually freeze them separately and scoop them up like I do here into a bag, and then you can use that for all sorts, sorbets, all that kind of thing, or fruity dreams. So in here I've just got some banana, which I just sliced up. So we're going to add in about 1 banana. Banana is a really good thing because, again, it's a really healthy thing for us to be eating, but it really does start to develop the taste in this acai bowl, so that's fine. And now we want some blueberries, so just about 25 grams, that should be about right there. If you had raspberries there, you could put some raspberries in. So whatever fruit you happen to have in your freezer and want to use up, you can actually use those. Okay, so hitting next, a bit of vanilla. You could put honey, you could put maple syrup. The vanilla is going to add a little bit of flavour and a little bit of sweetness, which is nice. And if you happen to have coconut sugar, that's going to be lovely. If not, ordinary sugar. And of course you can leave it out. But remember, we're dealing with a really earthy kind of base, so we want to be making this more enjoyable with whatever you want to here. So just a little bit of the sugar. I like a little bit extra, so I'm a bit of a naughty eater. Okay, and now we're ready to pop the top on. So basically, that's our mix there, our milks and our acai puree and some extra frozen fruit. You can use up fruit that's not frozen, but the idea is we're creating this beautiful icy cold bowl of goodness, and if you have frozen, it's going to keep that temperature right down. Now with the recipe, so the lid is on, the measuring cup on, doing as I'm told, hitting next, and it's now programmed to go for 10 seconds, and we're going to go at speed number 9, so it's going to be quite loud. Normally I need to go a little bit longer, but you just need to judge. It depends how big those bits of frozen bits and pieces are. So I'm actually going to just increase this to about 15. It's going to be a bit loud. Let's go. Reminds me of a time a little while back when I went to a cafe. They called me in to inquire about the Thermomix, and all they wanted the Thermomix to do was to make their acai bowls and smoothies. They were just blown away by it because it's got such a powerful blade motor, and all the other processors, etc., that they were using, they didn't get a lot of time out of them. So that's what they wanted to do with it. And they bought a Thermomix, and I believe it's still going strong. So just to show you, see, I've got lumps and bumps in there. I don't want that. So what that means, even though the recipe is telling us to go on, I'm going to go back. And this normally does happen to me. I'm going to go back again, and then I'm going to go for another 10 seconds. And normally that's about. Okay, let's have a little look. So, yeah, that looks fine. So I'm just going to scrape down the excess from the lid, pop it into the bowl, scrape down the sides. Okay, give it a nice look. So that's what we've got, and it's going to give it one more little mix. But what I want to do is to just taste that. Now, because it's just me, I'm using the same spoon. A little tip, if you've got guests or you're cooking for other people, you don't want to be sticking your spoon in and out all the time. One of the things I work by is 2 different spoons, and I scoop and taste. So I always scoop with the round one, it's just the way that I remember, and I'll just drop that onto this one. And that's my tasting spoon, and that's perfect for me. And then that one will be popped down for when I want to taste next. So that's all looking great, all seeming great. I quite like that, it's very nice. All right, so next it's going to go for one more little run, but at a slower speed, just to make sure everything's incorporated.
Where do you buy the compost puree from?
Yes, I get mine in Woolies in the frozen section with all the berries and stuff like that. And remember, superfood, if you can get even once a week, treat yourself to having 15 minutes, make your acai bowl, go outside in the garden, sit on the chair and really take time to enjoy that with nature. It's just going to be a really good thing for you. Either way, I wish I enjoyed taste this. So this is now all done.
Well, give me some, I'll taste it.
I'll let you have some in a minute. All right, so I'm just going to scoop that now into a bowl.
That looks so appetizing.
So bad. So this is not going to be super sweet. We don't want it super sweet. Everything doesn't have to be sweet. So what I'm going to do now is just to straighten that up in the bowl. And please take a moment to make it look beautiful, even if it's just for yourself. It's part of that, something special, a special moment that you're actually eating this. So, Andrew, there you go. Have a taste now.
That's great. Definitely taste those bananas and blueberry.
So now what we do is we just tart it up with other good, healthy food. So for me, banana is something that will always go onto my acai bowl. And I'll start off by just popping that round one edge. Oh, my mouth is watering already, actually. I want to eat this. Beautiful. It's going to be yum, okay? And then I am going to add on to that one of my favorites, some granola. So this is my granola, whatever your favorite granola is. Oh, I love this stuff. The recipe for this is on my food blog. So good.
No, isn't that good?
It's going to add a beautiful crunchy element to this. Every time I take the dog for a walk, I usually grab a little handful of this and pop it in a bag and nibble when I'm walking. It's so good. All right, and then to that you can add really whatever you like. I also like to add a little bit of desiccated coconut. Now we don't want to cover the whole top, we still want to see some of that acai. And then some beautiful berries. I usually pop them in half, but you can keep them whole if you want to, whatever you like.
This is too nice to eat. It's like a faux cut.
You know, it's I don't know what you want to call it. A bit of therapy, a bit of just goodness for you. Make it look beautiful, and then you're just going to enjoy that 15 minutes of peace and quiet in the garden with your acai bowl. And it's just beautiful. And the last thing I always love to add on are goji berries. Again, another superfood. So I love the chewiness of these. And there's a beautiful porridge recipe on Cookie Do that uses these and chia seeds and all that kind of stuff. And it is just beautiful. So I have covered the whole top, but that's okay. It's going to be delicious. So there we go. That's my acai bowl. Mix it up, make it your own. But please have a go because it is a very special thing. And as I said, we'll take this out and we'll just have a beautiful spoonful of it. And it's just divine. Andrew?
No, thank you.
I love it.
I'll have some in a minute.
So, super easy. The Thermomix is so powerful. It really does make light work of chopping down your frozen purees. But remember, we don't want big blocks. We want small pieces. That's why we chop up the banana. So I'll just chop the rest of this up and open freeze it and then stock up my little frozen bag for all of that. And check it out on Cookie Do. But use the recipe as a base. You know, use whatever milk you want. But stick to the kind of quantities because we don't want a really runny acai bowl. So that's it for tonight. I look forward to seeing you next time where we're going to be looking at flatbread, one of my other staples. And I've got a great little hack that I make with my flatbreads that are perfect with dips, and I'll show you those at that live. So don't forget, reach out if you would like to get a Thermomix. My name's Colette Matriga. Thank you for joining me tonight on Facebook. Say goodbye, Andrew.
Goodbye, Andrew. Question, where are those bags from?
Oh, these ones, the Thermomix do have similar bags on their mix shop. These ones I got quite a few years ago. I think they were an Avanti brand. I think I got these from the Kitchen Warehouse, but I have a combination of different kind of bags. I just find them quite useful. More gadgets. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm going to enjoy my acai bowl. Bye for now. Say goodbye. We said goodbye already. Oh, yum.
I'm feeling healthier just watching you eat this.
Just so good. It's. You want to sit down in the garden. You just want to take that time out to enjoy it. It just adds to that whole process.